Welcome everybody to the second last cast assessment of this game. We were at the final six. Patrick was just voted out in a 4-3 vote. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about the final six, everyone that's been voted out, and then we are gonna go to the final two, where that's gonna be our last cast assessment, and just talk about the game as a whole and my opinions on the whole season in general. But for now, I think we ended off after Ellie's vote off, which was pretty exciting. And in general, this whole merge was a complete flip from the pre-merge, where it was kind of dull, especially the votes. At least there was some drama, which made it a bit interesting, and there was a bit of character development, you could say, with a lot of the players. So, I was excited. I was excited to see all those characters kind of blossom as really good players. And everyone, I'd say, in the final 10 has been great, has been positive. I talked a lot of shit about Rennie last time, but he's kind of picking himself up. He finally just woke up in this game, and he's finally playing, and good on him, I guess. But moving on, we're going to go to 9th place, where Nick went out, and Nick was, he didn't do too much. He was kind of following a lot of what Rohan said, which is a very interesting combo. But yeah, they were super close, and I don't know, he although he was super active, and I loved having him, he wasn't really, I'd say, all-star caliber. He didn't do enough, I'd say. Didn't really do too many votes or anything, so it's very debatable if he'll return in the future, but I did love having him. I did think he was fun to have, very active, and I enjoyed his time here. But he did get voted out in a very simple 7-2 vote, so yeah. Next, we had Rohan, which was a very exciting vote. I'm not going to lie, very odd, a lot of things happening, a lot of shifting pieces, votes constantly being changed. It was kind of a pain in the ass to do this vote. But basically, what happened, Tiffany was a target, but she had an idol that everyone knew about, and people were going to split the votes. So one side was going to split the votes between Tiffany and Brandon, and another side is splitting the votes between Tiffany and Rohan. So that just was very odd. So Tiffany it was like a split, and Rohan got 2 votes. Rohan got 3 votes. And then Tiffany was going to get 2 votes, which was so funny that she was the main target for both sides. But since everyone was splitting their votes, she wouldn't have gone home. And it was going to be a 3-3-2, basically, with Brandon and Rohan getting a split vote. But last minute, Tiffany just decided to flip her vote out Patrick for some reason, and that caused Rohan to go home. I thought it was very silly. Didn't make much sense to me. There was no explanation for it, but Rohan, the fan favorite, went home. And as for Rohan's returning status, I don't want to say it's a lock, but you'll see him in the future for sure if he's still on this site. He was fun to watch. I loved him, and he was funny. He was funny as fuck. He's not your typical all-star player, but I think you need him. I think you need him for the drama. Next, we had Patrick that just went home a couple minutes ago. And Patrick, he was a good game player, very good. But, it did irritate me, the whole idea of that Final 5 alliance. And they were simplifying it way too much this whole game. Just, you have a Final 5 and you're going to go stick to the Final 5 until the end. And then you have a Final 3 there and then you'll stick to that. This isn't Survivor Thailand, it's not that cut and dry. So Patrick did get blindsided at the end of the day because of Young, I believe. Brittany was also, she knew that she wasn't really with that 5-person alliance, the Fab 5 or whatever. And so she was already going to flip. I already knew that. But it was, honestly, when I saw Young vote Patrick, when I saw that, he sent that to me, I was so surprised. But, it made for good TV. I was excited for a blindside. And Patrick, will you see him in the future? Most likely. He's a very, very not too eccentric or something like that. He's not too crazy, but I do think he's a a good game player and he's a solid player. And yeah, he is a sort of all-star caliber player where you like a large portion of his game is very strategic, you know. So you'll probably see him in the future, but who knows. Moving on, we have the final six. The final six is actually not bad. I really enjoy it. I like it, especially now, because I don't know what's gonna happen. A possible just young Rennie, Tiffany, Brittany final four. I believe there's only, since Young, I don't know why he used this idol. It didn't make much sense to me, but he did. So there is only one idol left in the game, and that's it. There's no more advantages or anything. Patrick did get the 50-50 idol, but he just went home, so that is useless. So Brittany has the only idol. I don't know what she would do, but at this point, I think Brian or Brandon they're gonna go home. Nearly certain of it. And then we'll see. I think things would change at Final Five for sure. Things would change, but especially with the idol with Brittany, but who knows? I have a feeling, I was talking a lot of shit about Rennie, but if he does make it to the end and, has a solid final tribal council performance, you may see him in the future for sure. Because I do think he didn't play too hard because a lot of the characters in this season he didn't really know too well. But if he could pull off a win, I mean, yeah, you're gonna come back for sure. Completely changing my mind, but he is finally picking up his game, which I'm very happy about. And talking about each person specifically now. Tiffany, exciting player. She should have went home many times now. She's been the target literally every single vote, and she's still alive. So I'm super happy for her, super happy for him. And he could make it to the end just because of how many people hate him, like absolutely despise him. So we'll see about that. He could make the end just because of that, but we'll see. Absolutely, you'll see Tiffany back in the future. I'll talk about All-Stars in a bit, not right now, but moving on to Ryan. Ryan, I do like him. I like his confessionals or whatnot, but I don't know. Him and Brandon are just really, they're just so similar. And they've kind of got this I don't know, a villainous side, not villainous, but I feel like they're not the underdogs, so you want to cheer or root against them because just Tiffany has been struggling this whole game and they're going at each other. So yeah, I do feel like they're a bit of hated in general if you're looking at it from a viewer standpoint, but I do like Ryan in general. He's a very smart guy. Also talking about each and every single person, I think every single person in this final six, honestly final eight, has a very good chance of coming back. So there's not much worry there. But moving on to Brittany. Brittany sent 2 confessionals, but they were good confessionals. I liked them, and I could tell she's invested into the game, as other people will talk about her and stuff. And I think she's a pretty smart player. Playing well, has an all-around game right now, is liked by everyone basically. So I'm super. Honestly, I think she would probably win at this point because she's not way too everyone thinks she's a huge threat, but she's not a GOAT. She's kind of in the middle. Everyone likes her, so I wouldn't be surprised if Brittany won, to be honest. Brandon's similar position as Ryan, but I do like him as well, and he's getting this GOAT status from a lot of people. People are thinking he's the GOAT and everything, which is kind of weird. I think he's playing a good game, good enough to not be considered a GOAT, which is just weird. I do think he's playing well. Not the best game, at least. I don't know. I think the only issue with Ryan and Brandon, they just lack a little bit of versatility. You need to, shift your, the votes and stuff like that. You have to be ahead every single time. Every time there's going to be a flip vote, someone's going to flip the vote, you're going to need to be the one to do that job. So they really just lack that in general. And yeah, that's why they're in kind of a shitty position. They needed to just flip on their alliance. You can't stick to one alliance until the end. It's not how it works. No one's going to want to do that. So I think that was their only issue, but I do like them both. Rennie, I've spoken about Rennie a lot. Rennie was super inactive, pretty annoying because of his inactivity. I don't think he's annoying in general, but yeah, but he's picked his game up a little bit after he won immunity, and now that he's in a good position, I think we'll see more from him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it to the end. I don't think he'd win, to be honest, but it depends on how bitter the jury is. But he could very well make it to the end. I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing him in the final tribal council. Young's clearly playing the best game. I'd probably give him player of the season at this point. He's controlled every single vote, and has done every single blind side pretty efficiently. And yeah, but the only issue that he would have is just sorry, I'm stretching. Just making to the end. I don't think he's gonna make it to the end. Everyone does hate him, I guess, on the jury, but everyone is aware that he is playing an amazing game. So I don't expect him to go too far. At this point, I expect Brittany and Rennie to be in the final three for sure. Could be wrong about that, but that's what I see. And then the other four, they're gonna have to battle it out. That's what I expect, to be honest. But yeah. Talking about All-Stars now. I don't know. I was wanting to do All-Stars at 12, season 12. But now that I think of it, I wanted to do that because the other seasons, my seasons prior to this, like I couldn't. It's been like 4 years since I did those seasons. So like I don't even know if most of those people are even online. But if I can get enough people from those previous seasons to come back, I'll do an All-Stars. I mean, I think I could get maybe a handful, and then I'll do an All-Stars at maybe season 10. So I'd have 3 seasons, for sure. 3 seasons, I mean, of actual just recent players. So for sure they're going to come back. And then I'll have to see with other players. But, I mean, I want an 18-person cast. I could get maybe 4 from the most recent seasons, get maybe 12 there, and then from like the first 6 seasons, I could get like what? I could get 4. Yeah, I could just get 6 from the 6 seasons. I don't think that would be too hard, but that's a bit of a stretch. Unless I get like a shit cast next season, we'll see. Might be 10, might be 11, might be 12. But for sure, next season is gonna be a newbie season. And for the future, we'll see what happens for sure. I just wanna finish at an All-Star seasons before I go back to school or whatnot. Don't really want to deal with 10 gauge too much, especially with hosting. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And you'll get one more of these at the Final Trouble Council. So adios.